Hi all, welcome to Any to Many Networks. So today I'll be talking about how to install Cisco Packet Tracer tool, which is a simulation tool that every whoever wants to learn networking concepts and whatever related to networking, so they will be using Cisco Packet Tracer tool as a initial step for learning protocols and how to connect switches and routers and then PCs and how does a packet flow from one end to another, and they all will be learning by using this Cisco Packet Tracer tool. So that's why we need to know how to install this Cisco Packet Tracer tool. So a lot of people might not know how to install and then how to use it. So I'm not going to talk how to use routers or switches and how to connect on a Cisco Packet Tracer tool. Maybe I'll be doing a different video for doing that, but I'll be just showing you how to install a Cisco Packet Tracer tool. And the main motto today that I'll be talking about one interview question that mostly that interviewers would ask in any network engineer interviews. So let's go ahead with showing how to install CPT tool. So let me open my browser. So click on new private. So let's go ahead here and type Cisco Packet Tracer download. So click on this. You see the first page. First link is Cisco Packet Tracer networking tool. So you're gonna go here, click on login. So I already have an account with CPT. That's why it's giving by default my email ID here. So just ignore this. You can you will actually have a page where you will be giving an option called sign up. So click on that, try to fill all these details, then click on the create account. That's it. So once you give this, your account will be created on Cisco website, and then you can easily install Cisco Packet Tracer tool, and then you can access to that CPT tool. So since I already have CPT tool in my laptop, so what I would be doing is I'll just open that Cisco Packet Tracer tool, and I'll show you the network question the network question that any interviews would be asking. Like mostly this question is very important, and I'll be showing that today. So on the left hand corner of the screen, if you see, we have some networking devices which are like routers, and you have switches, and you have hubs, wireless devices, and some access points and internet. So you can use some routers. You have different types of routers here, and you have switches, you know and also you have like on the right to the network devices, you have like end devices. The end devices are nothing but like switches, routers, sorry, not switches, PCs, laptops, servers. You can use all those by connecting from one end to another end, and you can use network devices in order to connect end devices. So let's go ahead with our interview question today. So for that reason, for that interview question, you don't need any routers. So what I would be using is one switch. Any switch would be okay. So I'm gonna take the switch, and then I'm gonna take some end devices, so which are like, I'm gonna take some PCs here. I'm gonna need like 3 PCs, or you can take 4 PCs, up to you. So I just want to, my basic my basic requirement is like show you what is the interview that is looking at, uh, what is the interviewer that is going to test on. So I'm going to only focus on that. I'm not going to go into more details. So let's go ahead with let's go ahead and connect all this PCs with the switches. So I'm connecting this PC. Okay, let's go ahead and connect this PC to this. You see this orange dots, so that means by default STB is enabled on this switches. So STB is a spanning tree protocol. So usually what happens is whenever you connect to a switch, so switch will start learning from that port. There are some stages in STB protocol, which I will talk about those in later of my videos, so don't worry about those for now. So in order to talk a PC1 to PC3, so let's name this PCs first of all. So I'm gonna name this as PC1, and this as PC2, and this as PC3. So let's configure IP addresses for these PCs. So let's click on that. So you go to desktop, you see IP configuration, just give an IP 1.1. By default it's gonna take subnet mask. I'm not configuring any default gateway because I don't have a router here. So let's go to PC2 and configure here as well 192.168.1.2, and same thing, go to PC3, go to this IP configuration 192.168.1.3. That's it. So configuration is done. So now there is no connection between PC1 to PC3 or either PC2 to PC3. So there's no connection. You just have connected to a switch. That's it. So they are in a same LAN. In order to, so what interview is trying to test you is on your ARP protocol knowledge. ARP is nothing but an address resolution protocol, and so it's gonna ask you how does an ARP table looks on each PCs whenever you try to connect or try to ping from PC1 to PC3 or either from PC1 to PC2. He wants to see what is your knowledge. How does a packet walk would be here in this case. So let's see. Let's try to connect PC1 to PC3 and see how it works. So I'm trying to go to this command prompt and see how does an ARP table looks on my PC. You see there's no ARP entry found on my device because there's no connectivity. And if you go here as well, there's no ARP table as well here because I haven't initiated any connection yet. So even here, if you give ARP-A, there's nothing. So let's go ahead and try to ping from PC1 to PC3. So ping 192.168.1.3, which is your PC3's IP address, and you're trying to ping from PC1 to PC3 and then see how does your ARP table look when you initiate a ping connection. So you did this and ping worked successfully, and let's close this and let's see by going into PC3 how does an ARP table looks like here. Earlier there's no entry. Now if you give an ARP-A to see the ARP table in your PC, you see an ARP entry for 192.168.1.1 and MAC address associated with that IP address. So you see here the PC1's entry is here because PC1 is tried to ping to PC3 and you have an entry here. And same thing if you go to PC1, since you get an ICMP reply, so you would be seeing PC3's address as well. See, PC3 is 192.168.1.3. You have seen that entry is also installed in the ARP table of PC1. But how about PC2? What do you think, guys? So PC2, does it have an entry in the ARP table for these devices? So that's what the interviewer is looking at. So if you say that there is gonna be an entry because whenever a switch receives some frame, it's gonna flood. So PC2 also will receive it, and then PC2 will install all those addresses in the PC2's ARP table. Then that's wrong. So you're going in a wrong way. So usually what happens is whenever you try to ping to a particular device, I agree that obviously like PC switches will be like broadcasting that frame or flooding that frame to all the PCs that are connecting to that switch, but PC2 is gonna discard that frame because PC2 will just look at the IP address of the destination, and then destination IP address is not matching with PC2. That's why it will discard the frame and it's not gonna install that into its ARP table. So if you go ahead and see ARP table, you will still see no entry. This is what the interviewers are looking at. So you should know that there should not be any entry in the ARP table of this PC2. If you say that there's going to be an entry, then that's wrong. So people, interviewers would reject you because you don't know how does a packet flow from one end to another end and how does the ARP table looks in all the PCs. So yeah, so the answer would be there's no entry will be installed in the ARP table of PC2 because the initial ping is from PC1 to PC3. So PC2 will check the IP address of the destination packet and it will discard the frame. So this is the interview question that mostly for a network engineer people would be asking. So thanks guys. I would be coming, with a lot of interview questions that people would expect for a network engineer role in coming days. So today, that's all I have. Thank you. Please subscribe, share, and like this video if you like it, and share it to a lot of people, and ask them to go through all these videos that would help for their interviews. Thank you.